Hi, it's Tori. Welcome back to my Lake Huron kitchen. I'm going to put a cloth underneath my cutting board to make sure that it doesn't move around when I'm working. I'm going to demonstrate the way to carry a chef knife in a kitchen. We're always going to have the chef knife so it's pointed down. We're not going to carry it with the tip other than in the down position. So here's my potato. I'm going to demonstrate some knife cuts. So the first thing I'm going to do, I have a scrap bowl here. I have a bowl here for all of my my produce, my finished product, and then my chef knife is at the side. So the first thing I'm going to show you is the claw. So in order to have our fingers not exposed like this, we're always going to curve our fingers up like that. The first thing I'm going to do is slice off some of this potato. These pieces are going to go into the bowl. I'm also going to turn it upside on its end so I can cut off the bottom. Whenever we're starting to work with something like a potato, we want to make sure that we're pushing with our blade, not pulling with our blade. And I'm going to square off this potato so we have some really nice even cuts. So the first thing I'm going to do is slice this potato, and we want things to be very even. So you can see I'm pushing with the heel of my blade, and I want everything to kind of be a uniform slice. If I start with uniform pieces, my finished product is going to be very uniform too. So I'm going to slice all of this. We have our uniform slices here. And then I'm going to take a couple of pieces and square this off here. And these are the pieces that are going to go into scrap. The first thing I'm going to demonstrate is a julienne after my slices. So again, I'm keeping my fingers out of reach. I'm pushing and using the heel of that blade. So julienne, we want really even pieces. You can see that they look like this. Everything's very even. So the next thing I'm going to do, from julienne, I can make a dice. And depending on how big my julienne is, I can make different sizes of dices. So the first thing I'm going to do is make a dice. So I take those, the potato and the julienne pieces, and then I start to slice them into a dice. And again, I'm like moving my fingers out of the way. Anything that isn't uniform will stay out. We want everything to cook in a really even way. So if all of our pieces are even, then our cooking time will be even too. So those ones go into the scrap, and then there's my dice. All uniform pieces. So those are going to go into the good bowl. The next cut that I will demonstrate is a fine julienne. So again, I'm going to square this off. This goes into my scrap bowl. Everything else stays. And then this one is obviously finer than the first one. But again, we want everything to be uniform, curving our fingers still. So then we have our fine julienne. And they look like this. So from here, the last slice I'm going to do is a mince. So first I'm going to take some pretty fine pieces from the julienne. And to get a mince, I'm going to actually put my hand rested on top of the blade on the spine. And so I can really stabilize everything. And I'm just going to go back and forth, cut these up as fine as I can, going back and forth, back and forth. We do this a lot with garlic. And there's my mince.